Hi everybody, welcome back to Sean's World. Now today you join me on an absolutely lovely, beautiful, hot sunny day. But before it gets too hot, I plan to paint the window behind me. Now the sun is over the back end of the house at the moment, so before it comes right the way over and gets really, really hot, which it's forecast to, I'm going to get set up and I'll see you later on in the video. Right, quick rub down and a dust down and we'll get the undercoat on. So it's had a light sand. What I'll probably do is take the windows off from the inside, rub those down, do them separately. But I think before I start painting it, although the window's not that high off the ground, I still think it would be better to use the scaffold. I mean, I've got the scaffold there, so it's much safer than a ladder. So I think I'll just set the scaffold up and yeah, get the lick of paint on it. A bit more comfortable to work with. Right, okay, all I need now is some boards. Where did I put them? That one's got me stumped. Running out of places to look. I know I've got them. We've had a big tidy up. That's often the trouble, see. I tidy everything neatly away and I can't find nothing. Oh, where are they? There's one more place I can think of. Not sure whether I can get in there at the moment. I'll show you what I mean. They could be in there. But before I go in there, let's go and get some shears and cut our way into the doorway. Now let's go and find the shears. There they are. I knew I'd seen them somewhere. I was out here yesterday cutting. Right, let's get back to the jungle. No, they're not in there. Right. Ah, penny's just dropped. I've used the boards last time up in the barn when I was walking across the flooring up there, so yeah, they're upstairs, they're right above me head. Whew, it must be the heat getting to me. Right, let's get those boards now. So there they are. They're in there. Just got to clear some space, get me ladders. Let's have a look if they're up there. I'm sure they are, yeah. Okay. I didn't think I was going crazy, that has been known. It is well worth taking the extra time just to set up correctly and safely. It's just not worth rushing some of these things. Talking of which, I'm going to grab myself a cup of tea. See you back in a minute. I just had the fright of my life. I went in there and thought I'd run out of tea bags. Right, while I let this cool down, there's a few questions I'd just like to answer. Most of you have inquired about the cottage. Why are you setting the workshop up in there? I thought it was going to be a cottage renovation. Well, it is, but in the meantime I still need to carry on with my other businesses, which is selling copper, polishing them up, so I need a workshop at the base of the cottage anyway, because I'll be fabricating lots of things. Although I've been working mainly downstairs, a majority of the work in the coming weeks and months will be upstairs, so I need a workstation organised downstairs so I can find everything. So yeah. The other question was about the shop. Do you post worldwide? Yes, I do. Are you going to make more chopping boards, different designs? Yes, I am. I think there was a bit of confusion about the last chopping boards that may be shown in the start of the previous video. People were saying you should round the edges off. Well, they were just templates. They were just something that, you know, are just used as props really. So yeah, they all get finished absolutely, you know, top class as you'd expect, I hope. So yeah, that's that. Right, I'm going to drink my tea. It's cool enough. Oh yeah. And I'll get back to work. But before I get back to it, there was one other question you keep asking me. What was that item that you showed us in a previous video? Well, I'll go and get it and I'll explain what it is. Now, as you know, that's set into the wooden sort of tabletop. And what they would have done with this, they would have had hot embers or coals in there. It would have been for inside or outside. People have suggested that they put a thick like a tablecloth over the top. They're widely used in Spain. Brasero, Brasserie, I'm not quite sure the correct, I can't even speak properly, correct pronunciation. It's the heat, so that's what that is. Thank you all for commenting in, and yeah, not so sure it's ever going to be used like that again. You know, maybe a sink, yep, it does tend, you know, to lend itself to that. I am going to polish that up, and yeah, that looks fabulous. So anyway, let's get back to some work now. Well, nearly had all my tea. Oh, it's a dragonfly. Lovely, eh? All them flies. So I'm just going to lash the ladders to the scaffolding, just to give it a bit of diagonal support and stop it moving backwards. Like I say, it never hurts to take extra precautions, and after spending years doing safety audits on site, you get to see a few nasty accidents, so it's just not worth it. There, that's better. Right, I can safely work up here now. Right, let's get that paint on before the sun comes out too much over the top of the house. Oh yeah, it's much more sturdy. So it's now ready for the primer undercoat. Once that's done, I'll give it another light sand. And while I think of it, those round holes on the bottom of the sill, as you can see along there, there's 4 of them. Whatever you do, don't fill those up. They're drainage plugs. Now, I've seen so many of those filled up in the well, since I've been out here basically. Water gets in and then can't get out, and it rots the seal away, so don't fill them in. And once I've painted the windows, what I plan to do is set some corner beadings on. I'm going to lime render the window reveals. No need to do the top because there's a wooden lintel, and I think I'll probably change the bottom sill, maybe with some tiles, but eventually I'm going to lime render all of the walls. It sounds like I'm not alone. Yeah, there's a hornet. If you see me jump off the ladder or the scaffold, you know why. They're not that aggressive, but I don't really want them buzzing around me. You start waving about and they are, you know, really aggressive, so don't do that if you're near one. So one coat of undercoat primer followed by another one in between the drying process. Shouldn't be too long because it's water-based paint. I'm going to go inside and start work on the inside of the window. Right, let's get the paint open, get painting. So that's the exterior framework painted. Let's move inside. I'm going to remove the windows and then paint them somewhere a bit cooler because it's very warm out here now. Okay, so before I can remove the windows, push them to, get all of that excess foam off. Now it's good and dry. Light rub down, like $1 million. So let's get these windows off. Now the beauty of these is that they lift on and off, which is a real good design. So I'm going to get those windows lifted off, rub them down. In the meantime I can paint the inner frame and yeah, we'll make good progress. Right, dust mask on. I'm going to do some sanding as well. Right, there it goes. Now when you're painting, it's always best to go with several light coats rather than one thick heavy coat. Light coats, light sand, and you'll get a much better finish that way. It's also just as important to pick a paint that's got a good UV protection in it, because the sun can do a lot of damage to windows and paintwork. So it's not just about the rain, it's also about the sun. Another important consideration when you're painting your windows is to make sure that they haven't been damp, or the weather isn't damp before you paint them, because what you'll do, depending on what paint you put on them, you can sometimes seal the moisture into the paintwork, so you don't want that. This one does breathe, it's water based, so there's no chance of it being too damp out here at the moment, that's for sure. It's all in the preparation. Ready started now. That's the resident frog, by the way. So that is the second coat on the outside. Just got to do the openings now. Another coat on the inside. Yeah, good progress. And come in this way. Oh, it's cool in here. Quick rub down. It's always worth taking extra time and effort to remove the hardware. There we go. Now this window cost me just over €200, which I think is pretty good value really. You're not always lucky with the sizes. I had to adapt this a little bit, but that was fine, it still fitted. They are Bois Exotique. Yeah, they're a good window. Good R rating on the double glazed units. So yeah, a pretty good buy I think. Not everything's so reasonable though. So let's see if this is dry. Wow, it's drying almost instantly. I mean, it does soak in the first coat and the second coat afterwards, a little bit slower, but yeah, wow. Right, let's get this flipped over and another coat on the outside. So one more side to do. Oh, I mustn't forget. I've left some plants in the car. Went out and bought some plants this morning. Some, well, I'll show you in a little while. But I better go and get them because I bet they're wilting. It's boiling hot outside. Right, in actual fact, I'm going to do it now. otherwise they'll die. So I've got some haricot there, some other herbs, two different lots of salad leaves, and I think these are celery and celeriac. Okay, I'm going to put these in the shade. It's come over a bit overcast, maybe get some rain. Oh, before I forget, better empty the boot as well. Wonder why it was looking low down at the back. Oh. Right, let's get some gloves. Oh, boy, that is hot. Right, I'm going to head back inside and finish those windows off. A nice cool shade. Second, I think that's the post outside. I've got a delivery. Yes, it was something I'd been waiting for quite some time. I've partially opened it so I knew what it was. I'm going to bring it in and show you. I love it when I get a delivery. It's like Christmas Day. Oh, Freddie likes it. Look at that. It's a turbottiere. Right. Wow, that'll clean up lovely. Right. Now back to work. So I've got a bit more painting to do. I've got to do the section underneath the seal. So what I'm going to do is drop down the lift down to the next level. Alright Freddie, sorry if I'm making too much noise. And get that coated up. I think he's telling everyone to subscribe if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel. Hit that reminder bell. Right, there's my paint. It's too hot for the frog. Now, as ever, he's quiet when I approach him, but I have spotted him. Right, if you look... Oh, there's a dragonfly. If you look over, where is he? Over there somewhere. Oh, look at that dragonfly. Dragonfly and a frog. It's not easy to say. That dragonfly has been dipping its tail into the water and we think it's laying eggs. So that'd be interesting. There he is, a noisy one. It's like this all the way through the night some nights. Calling for his mate, no one's turned up. Right, I've got my paint. Let's get up there and do that last bit underneath. I'm happy with that. Let's get those windows back on. What do they look like? Fantastic. Right, I'm off to do some more work. I've got to plant those vegetables up, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.